a single rifle, over 200 confirmed kills, and a legend that haunted the German army. That's the story of Vasily Zaitsev, a man whose marksmanship carved his name into history during one of the most brutal battles of World War II. Yet the most famous part of his tale, a 3-day duel with Germany's top sharpshooter, may not have happened at all. Let's unravel the myth and see what really went on in the icy ruins of Stalingrad. Before he ever aimed at an enemy soldier, Zaitsev honed his skills stalking wolves and deer in the rugged Urals. He learned early to rely on patience, a single bullet, and a steady hand. When war broke out, he left the Soviet Navy behind to join the Red Army, determined to test his aim against an invading force that seemed unstoppable. What he found in Stalingrad was a nightmare: crumbling buildings, freezing wind, and death lurking around every corner. By late 1942, Stalingrad was teetering on the brink, pounded relentlessly by German artillery and bombing runs. Soviet forces were told not one step back, and Zaitsev took that order personally. Unlike typical soldiers firing from barricades, he transformed himself into a phantom, hiding in the shattered remains of factories and apartment blocks. Day by day, he picked off German troops, sowing fear and confusion with every shot. His reputation spread quickly, and the Soviets began to see him as a secret weapon, an example of how a single man could turn the tide on a chaotic urban battlefield. Zaitsev did more than shoot accurately. He fought a mental war. He'd place decoys, helmets, or makeshift mannequins to lure out rival snipers. Once they took the bait, he'd track their muzzle flash or bullet holes to pinpoint their hiding spots. Sometimes, he'd even swap positions with a dummy, catching opponents off guard when they realized they were aiming at the wrong target. This blend of cunning and ice-cold patience made him one of the most dangerous figures in the city, especially against enemies who never saw him coming. His growing kill count allegedly alarmed the Germans so much that they sent their own elite sniper, Major Koenig, to Stalingrad to remove the threat. Soviet propaganda claimed the two clashed in a tense game of hide-and-seek among burned-out buildings and ruined tanks. After days of anticipation, Zaitsev reportedly baited Koenig with a glove decoy and ended the duel with a single bullet to the head. It sounds like a masterpiece of marksmanship and cunning, but historians have never found concrete evidence that Major Koenig existed. The Soviet Union had every reason to hype up Zaitsev as a heroic symbol. Whether the duel truly happened or not remains one of history's murky mysteries. Despite his legendary exploits, Zaitsev was nearly sidelined by a severe injury when a mortar blast came dangerously close to costing him his eyesight. Soviet doctors performed groundbreaking surgery to restore his vision, and against all odds, he returned to the field. When the war finally ended, he didn't bask in the spotlight. Instead, he became a textile factory director, about as far from the sniper's nest as one could imagine. He lived to see the Soviet Union on the brink of collapse, passing away in 1991. Officially, Zaitsev tallied 242 enemy kills, though some suggest the number might have been even higher. The stories surrounding him, especially the famous duel, were a powerful morale booster. Whether that showdown was pure reality or carefully crafted myth, one truth remains. Zaitsev's name struck fear into the hearts of soldiers who never knew if they'd be next in his crosshairs. Even decades later, his legend refuses to die. Do you think Zaitsev really battled the German super sniper? Or was that story just a clever piece of wartime propaganda? Share your thoughts below. And if you want more gripping tales of hidden history, hit that subscribe button. The past is full of secrets. Sometimes, all it takes is one good shot to bring them into the light.